I don't want to jump to conclusions yet, but like I'm making my videos and the sound isn't recording and I'm just like, what the hell? So I'm checking. So last year I went to see my mom in the Caribbean and I haven't seen her for a long time. And I saw my cousin. My cousin, she was behind me and I couldn't believe how big she was. And that's because she eats like a lot of junk food and it really does blow you up. I come from a family, like what I've noticed in the Caribbean is known for like the best snacks. I'm gonna name a few. And if you're from the Caribbean, you know what I mean. So you have lunch, which is the chocolate, catch, nuggles, X bar, the best ice cream, like the best sweet stuff, you go there. And what sweet does is like when you're feeling down and you eat some sweet things, for some people I've noticed that, like especially with women, it's like comfort food. A lot of women would talk about this, is like you tend to indulge in like sweet stuff, but it doesn't really do anything for you. All it does is it makes you sleep, it makes you tired, you don't feel like doing anything. Before you know it, you get depressed. I personally remember times when like I was sleeping a lot, like I was sleeping all day, and you say, oh, I'm depressed, but really it's not depression, it's just me eating so much sweet to the point where my sugar levels is so up, skyrocketed, something happens there, and it just like makes your body just sleep. You sleep a lot. And then like I had a boyfriend and he used to like always drill me. Sometimes like I would go to the dollar store and I'm always buying chocolate, like always buying chocolatey stuff and eating it. But I also remember when he lives far from me, and whenever I would go see him, he would make breakfast. Breakfast composed of eggs, indomie, and white bread. So it's like a full big breakfast. And then on the weekends I would see him, so like from Friday till Monday morning, and that was going on for like at least 2 years. And I just realized how big I got, and we would always be sleeping. Another thing we would do is we would always go for ice cream when I was at his house, and it's like in a cone, and it's 2 scoops. So 2 scoops of ice cream, the best ice cream you'll ever have. But it doesn't make you productive. It just makes you sleepy. You sleep a lot, you might have sex, and then you go right back into just sleeping. Sleep is good, but you just realize how much like sugar intake just makes you very sleepy, like all the time. This morning, like yesterday, I went to work, and there's this cookie from the Caribbean that I like a lot, which I have to stop eating. It's called bourbon, and I ate it at work. I remember I was just taking two and nibbling on it, that feel good snack, and then I was just sleeping on myself. And then this morning I had another one. Last night I ate some of it. This morning I woke up and I was eating it. I was eating it, and then I just ended up sleeping my day away. I say all this to say, I was just saying on my snap how they introduced diabetes into like the black community, because the more you eat sweet stuff, all it's gonna do is increase your sugar levels. My grandmother died from diabetes. Like, I remember seeing pictures of her when she just got married to my grandfather, and she was so skinny. And then she had to take care of her kids, plus like everyone else's kids. And just like I mentioned before, like it's comfort food, right? And if it's there, what are you gonna do? Eat it. And then like they diagnosed her with diabetes, and then what did she do? She fell into that fear, which is all they do, right? Like, you're diabetic, you have to take these things. And why not say stop eating so much sweet, right? Instead they give you medication because you think they care about you when they care about your health, when it's a business. And she took it and she died in her 60s, rather than just saying, like, decrease your sugar intake. And this is just like what happens to people. Like, when you're around people, everybody just do as they're told. So doctors, like, okay, this amount of sugar level, she's diabetic, give this to her. That's how it goes. Just like I'm saying, there was a time I went to my doctor, and my doctor, I think he's Indian, but he studied at SGU, which is a university in the Caribbean, so in Grenada. I'm from Grenada. My background is Grenadian. So right away we had this connection where I knew I could trust him. Even now, he's still my doctor. And I went to see him. He tested my blood, and he said that like my sugar level is high, but he's not going to put me on medication. He knows better. He knows that I studied the world in school, so I know better. You know what I mean? So even if he tried to, it wasn't going to be a thing. Anyways, afterwards, he said that I should come back in a month or so. I think I went back, and he tested my sugar again, and it went down like a lot. And he was like, so what did you do? When he told me that I might be pre-diabetic, which is just a thing, gosh, I wish people like just learned to think for themselves and paid attention to their bodies, so they didn't allow other people to dictate what happens to them. Anyways, what I did is I ate salmon. I was putting bare onions in my salmon with hot peppers, bell peppers, seasoned up real good, Caribbean style. I would eat rice and corn, and then he said I should always have a salad with my food. I like the fact that he held me accountable. Anyways, so my salad was lettuce with cucumbers cut up, obviously, and red onions. I ate it with ranch. I went back to see him in like 6 weeks. Sugar levels was really down, and he was like, how did you do it? I told him what I ate. That with like a lot of fruit, natural fruit. My energy levels were very much up, but since then, it's easy to fall back into eating a lot of sweet, but it's really you paying attention to your body and realizing, just like how I mentioned, like I was eating that at work, I was sleeping on myself. I ended up staying in bed over how I don't sleep in bed for so long during the week, which is why I'm making this video, and it's Thursday. And at the end of the day, everybody dies. Me, I want to live a long life because I have so many things that I want to do, and so I pay attention to my body, and I don't let people tell me what I should do. I don't let people put fear into me, telling me, oh, you're diabetic. I remember they diagnosed my mom and said she's diabetic, and then you just believe it. You believe it right away. You don't try to change things for yourself. They say, oh, you're diabetic, and you just fall into that, and you just start taking medication because you think they give a fuck about you. It's a business. The more people have diabetes, the more whoever came up with that makes money, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. At the end of the day, once you're born, I said this already, because I said I made this video again. Now I have to fucking make it again because the sound didn't go, but I mean, who knows why. I just be giving y'all like free information because I pay attention to myself and I heal myself naturally. You're gonna die. It's inevitable. Everyone dies. As soon as you're born, you come. But isn't it good to have something to live for, to want to discover things? Maybe you want to write a book. Maybe you want to be the first one that goes to China in your family or visits India. Or you want to travel the world and be a YouTuber. Whatever it is. If you want to live long, you have to pay attention to your body and what works for you and what doesn't. And all I'm saying is, you look at the Caribbean, bare sugary foods. It's like they saw how strong black people were, and we're like, scientists, we need to do something here. We need to do something about it. We need to make them weak and fat. And so that gets passed down generations. Some people have strong necks, and it's because they carried a lot of things on their heads. It gets passed down. Genetics. It's like what you do. It's called genetic memory of your body, of your mind, everything. It matters, okay? Anyways, they brought diabetes to black people, and I always say, like, that's why I admire people from Africa, because they don't eat as much sweet as we do, because they know better. You have to pay attention to your body. Now in the Caribbean, bare sweets, you decide if you want to eat all of it and get fat and sleep all day and die and get depressed, or you can decide to eat fruit. When I eat an apple, I don't crave another apple. Okay, when I eat a banana, I might crave another banana. I like bananas, you know what I mean? But you get the point. Like, things that are good for you satisfy you right away. You don't need too much of it. Things that aren't, like sweets, you crave it, and before you know it, you have diabetes, and now you have to pay for medication, and then you're depressed, and then you die. You can prevent all of that just by paying attention to your own motherfucking body, as I've been doing. And I just wanted to share that with you.